I want to talk about something that's been very personal, that's been happening in my life. And I'm going to sum it up in just this short phrase. When things come at you that you can't change, you will need, if you're willing, to look at how you can see these things from a different perspective. Okay? So when you see things that are coming at you that you can't change, you have no control over, and you keep on looking at them from a very narrow perspective, it's going to create more turmoil, right? More anxiety, more chaos in your life, more depression, whatever that is for you. But if you see that you're in that state, you're like, okay, this is happening, I can't change it, so I need to have a different shift perspectives on how I see it. That in itself will start changing things. My name is Nina Zapala. This is a place I talk about spiritual personality typing. It's a roadmap to your true self. And it's the founding principles of the unbrand, which I'm going to be talking a lot more about in the upcoming months. But right now I want to talk to you about a very personal story of something that just kept on coming at me, and I had no ability to change it. But what ended up happening is I changed my perspective about it, and it taught me a beautiful lesson. Because I always talk about the true self, divine intelligence, the divine spark within you, about looking internally and not looking externally. Talk about that a lot. These are the lessons I'm learning. So I'm not sitting here in this perfect world being perfect, and that just happens to me naturally. It does not. I still have to put the work in it, be conscious, stay present with it. So what was happening is my car has been just giving me a lot of frustration. It's an older car, and so as things get older, I'll attest to that. You got to really look at it and maintain it, and things are going to break down. You got to get it fixed, right? So I was in this thing like, I need to change this, and I can't. And I even got into this situation where I had to rework a whole computer fuse box on my car. My car's a 2008, so they're just not sitting on the shelves anymore. So I had to go get that fixed. Long story. I don't need to bore you with all the details. But it was weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and this was on top of about months and months and months of other things just going kaput with the car. In the final blowout, and I've been having these discussions with my son, who shares the car with me, and he kept on bringing something up. It's like, well, Mom, you're setting your expectations on me. You expect things. You say this, but then you expect this. And I'm like, no, I don't. Of course, I'm an ENTP. I'm going to argue it. He's an INTP, so he's gonna hold my feet to the fire. Like, no, I don't. Okay, so we kind of regroup, get things worked out. I got to be honest. He's got to be honest. We got to be in our truth, because when you speak your truth, those words are alive and they hold power. Other than that, the words that you speak from false beliefs, false prophecy, whatever you want to say, that things that come from sin, that you're lying to yourself. Which if you've seen these videos, I talk about that a lot. That was my biggest point of contention with my tsunami. So we go through that. So we finally get the car in the driveway, and the damn tire pressure light comes on. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So again, I'm still in this external way of looking at this. And what I know is divine intelligence doesn't put anything on your path unless it's there to teach you something. Teach you something about that subconscious self that really dictates a lot of our life, that's not in the light, that you're not aware of. These are old habits, old beliefs, old life experiences that you keep on bringing into this, right? Your present day moment. These are the things that you need to discover about yourself, that subconscious cognitive functions that operate on autopilot. And they're hard to see. So a lot of times it takes another person to call you out on it, hopefully gently and with love, like my son does with me. And so the tire pressure thing went off, and I'm like, ugh. I was up to here with car. And so I said to my son, I said, I went and got the tires checked. I filled them all up. Everything's good. But if the tire loses air, we need to go figure that out. So, of course, he calls me, tires losing air, Mom, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to take it to a couple places. So he took it to a couple places, shopped around. It was late. No one could take him. So he comes back home and goes, we're going to have to deal with this tomorrow. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm done. You use the car. I use the car. This is on you. And I'm like, and it was just like, whoa, right? So what I did, and this is something subconscious in me that I know it comes from my childhood, because I can very much see where this is coming from, where this false belief is coming from. What I did essentially is just threw a fastball of responsibility and expectation on my son, instead of me being very vulnerable with myself and saying, I can't do this anymore. I can't deal with the car by myself anymore. And not that he wasn't helping me, but he works, I work out of my home. So there's a difference in schedule. So I could go to the car thing. I could go to this. I could do this. I could manage it a little bit more. And I am kind of a control freak. So I'm going to put that on myself too, which I'm working myself out of. I got to be truthful. You got to be truthful with yourself to work these things out of yourself, right? So of course we came to blows over that, because I wasn't really being honest. I wasn't being vulnerable. And it's something I learned in my childhood, because in my childhood, if I wanted something, I had to do it, or else it just didn't happen. And that's just, I'm not blaming anybody, it's just what happened. But I'm no longer there. I'm no longer that little girl or that teenager that has to do that. I'm a grown woman. I can ask other people for help. I can be vulnerable and share responsibilities and not try to control a situation through what I was trying to do, manipulation, expectations, and shrugging responsibility. So powerful, powerful, powerful lesson, which made me write my blog. It's brand new. It's up. It's a midlife reset, right? A mid-year reset is what it's all about, and what it's going to reveal when you check in with yourself, when you do that checkup. So what I did is I wrote the blog. As I was going through stuff, I was jotting down things. So I wrote questions on it. You have to start questioning yourself, which leads to journal prompts. I put in all of the personality types. What happens when you're checked out of yourself, when you're so done, and you're at the tipping point of being frustrated and angry and or anxious or depressed, or however you deal with things? What does that look like for your personality type? That is in there, right? And then I wrote, I told you I wrote some questionings. There's journal prompts there. So there's 5 steps there to get you into a mid-year checkup. So you can start unearthing these things that are within you that keep on causing you to repeat patterns of sabotage, to repeat patterns that don't bring you joy. They bring you angst and anxiety and overwhelm and depression. Let's just start getting those under control and take some small steps so we can continue the rest of the year in a more positive direction. I'm telling you right now, divine intelligence does not put anything in your path, right? If you're listening to your soul self, that inner spark within, it's going to start, it'll take you down those roads. It's not easy. This isn't about, oh, I'm awakened, the fairies come. No, awakening and learning who you are is painful. It's often hard. This is not easy stuff. But I tell you, you feel so much better when you work through your stuff, because now that's a wisdom you've gained, and you are less likely to do that again or go down to the depths of it like I did. I won't do that again. I've learned a lesson. So it's not going to be quite as painful the next time I encounter that. And when I get into new relationships, the relationships are going to be coming from a much higher conscious perspective. The world is changing, you know that, and I know that. Things are clicking along, and what used to work no longer works. I'm just here to share my true stories with you, and then give you the tools on the blog to help you work some of the things that I believe will put you in a more positive direction into your true self, into who you're meant to be and what you're meant to become, because we're all here for that. We're all here for that. So visit the blog, and if you want to, unpack your personality, let your inner God be your The Your Travel Guide is a great resource. It's here for you when you're ready. So is the blog. I hope you enjoy this and learn something.